Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. This is Rapshit, y'all. Okay, Issa Rae gave us 2 episodes back to back, so this is season 1, episode 2. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm losing my voice, honey. I done did about 4 or 5 videos. I done been up all night. I'm hearing them mowing the lawn outside now. So it's really, really noisy. I'm trying to talk as loud as I can. Hopefully, I do not have to do this video over, honey. But we are going to go ahead and get into this, baby. So we started out this episode pretty much with, Mia showing, I guess these is her 2 closest friends that she usually hang out with. And, they must have all went to school together because she's basically like, you remember her? We all hung out with her. And they like, no, you hung out with her. And they showing her those videos where, well, she's showing them those videos, I should say, where she is basically, with the afro and rapping. And they was like, girl, that's what she doing now, whatever the case may be. So one friend seems to remember her and is basically like, honey, I never liked her, okay? She was a scary asshole. She always had some funny stuff to talk about. The other friend saying, I still don't remember who she is. And she was like, well, her dad was a teacher there. She was like, wait, her dad taught math. And she was like, you remember her daddy? And the friend was like, listen, I remember everybody's daddy, okay? And so the other one is saying, I never liked her. She always act like she was better than everybody. She always had to be like, well, actually, she was like, I hated her, whatever. I used to be like, girl, shut up. So Mia's letting them know, well, we're trying to start a rap group. And they was like, you was serious about that? And she was like, yeah. She was like, I don't, her friend telling her, I don't know, girl, be careful. You know that Maya Angelou code when someone show you who they are. So they was like, yo, you still trying to go around and quote damn poetry or whatever the case may be. You should have been reciting poetry when you was over here messing with these daggone dudes, okay? And she talking about phenomenally. So she was like, did I miss something or whatever, asking them what's going on. And they was like, listen, it was a school night and you was with Melissa, but some things went down, all right? And so she was like, well, speaking of him, he ain't been doing nothing. And they was telling her she needs to go ahead and take him to court. And so she was like, y'all, one of the other friends said, y'all bitches about to break me out in hives, okay? Y'all doing too much. Y'all messing with these crazy dudes. And, you know what I'm saying? It ain't working for me. And so they both stopped and was looking at her like, excuse me? And she was like, well, anyway, she was like, what y'all think about going out tomorrow? But Mia says she has plans with Shauna, okay? She supposed to be getting in the studio. So they was just both like, whatever, okay? Go ahead with Shauna. So you can see that her friends ain't feeling Shauna. In the meantime, you still got Lamont, okay, Mia's baby daddy, getting on live. He's showing this big gold watch he have, yet he can't seem to give her money, all right? She's sitting in a little break room or whatever, and then when she calling him, he not answering. So it's like, you could be on lives and all of that, but you sending me to voicemail. And so she looked like she over it, and I can't blame her. At the same time, she got the daggone voicemail that's from the daughter's school saying she done got into some daggone trouble, all right? And then she posting up a video that's saying, if you messing with a guy that basically only got, got a car and got a Rolex and all this stuff, but he's sleeping on a damn mattress and don't even got a headboard, that's a problem or whatever the case may be, right? And so this lady comes in and lets her know that her break is over, and she look like she over it. So we see that she works in like some type of office setting. She does the makeup and then she does the dominatrix. So this is her, 3 jobs or whatever, right? And that's a lot on anybody. So then we see that Shauna's calling Jill and telling her happy birthday. She's saying, how was last night? You had fun? Did you get it in? How was your dinner? Jill is telling her it was nice that they went to this cute little Thai spot in Hell's Kitchen. They took some edibles. So she like, well, did you get as messed up as you did at that A3C birthday? And she's like, hell no, girl. You mean where you had me take a damn shot every time we saw a nigga in a Gucci belt? She was like, absolutely not, okay? And they both was laughing at that. And so she was like, I really don't want to bother you, but did you see that freestyle is going crazy right now? So, Jill is like, yeah, I saw it. It was different. She was like, I know, right? It was different. She was like, it got over 80,000 views now. So She was like, Shauna, I thought you said you was taking a break. She was like, yeah, I was going to do that or whatever, but I reconnected with an old friend and it just happened so organically and me is dope. So she was like, I figured let me go while it's hot and while people want to hear music or whatever. And she was like, in the meantime, I just need, what I'm saying, to get stuff out there and be like, I did that. She was like, so I was thinking maybe if you repost it, even more eyes could get on it. You know what I'm saying? Do you think you could do something like that or whatever? So Jill was like, have you done any other stuff? And she was like, no, but we recording tonight. She's like, oh, okay, well, I'll see what I could do. She was like, you will, girl? Okay, good. Thank you so much, Jill. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. She's like, bye, bye, bye. So they hang up. Jill calling up another friend 2 seconds later, and she want to sit here and complain to her like, because as soon as she answered, she was like, Shauna called you too. She was like, and text me, girl. She was like, now she in a damn rap group. What's happening? So she was like, I really don't know what she thinks she can do. And so she was like, well, hello, Miss Spotify. I guess Joe's with Spotify. She was like, yeah, but you can't just call in favors with friends. Plus, this is my career, too. She was like, I don't think Shauna respects that. You know what I'm saying? And I can't be just promoting her without her having a follow-up. So she was like, girl, you have to tell her that. And she's like, I tried. She's not listening. She doesn't want to listen to anything but her own music. And they both laugh. And she's like, for real, she is. She was like, sometimes you just got to basically support from afar. And I get what she's saying. Sometimes you can't mix with business with, personal. And then she, basically says she have to go. And we see that friend is texting some other guys. And when they get the text, they look and they like, wait a minute, hold up, look. And one of the guys recognizes and was like, wait a minute, Shauna's basically done took that damn Wakanda mask off or whatever the case may be. And he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying, this is this chick with these double D's. And he like, whoa, wait a minute, I know her. He was like, I basically be watching her, you know what I'm saying, little dominatrix stuff or whatever. She's a retired stripper. And so next thing you know, they start calling Cliff, and we find out that this is Cliff friends, and they basically trying to have jokes on him. And they saying, oh well, you've been paying for OnlyFans or whatever. And they saying, yo, you ain't telling us your girl be hanging and she in a rap group with a porn star. And he like, huh? He was like, what the hell? And he's looking at it, and they was like, how you gonna be a senator when your girl's rapping with a girl that, you know what I'm saying, rapping about gagging on a dick or whatever the case may be. And they trying to have these different jokes on her. And I'm like, how the hell y'all having jokes and belittling somebody or whatever the case may be, talking about a damn porn star when you know who the hell she is because you've been following her and you paying for her OnlyFans. So what the hell does that make you? I didn't get it. And even the situation with her friend being like, I tried to tell her, maybe she tried to tell her another time and we didn't see it because I didn't see where you tried to tell her when y'all was on the phone then. And that is something you should speak up and say if that's the way you feel, So just wanted to put my 2 cents in about that. So, nonetheless, Cliff was basically like, fuck y'all or whatever the case may be, but you could see that it bothered him. So then you have Mia FaceTiming her mom or whatever, and she's telling her about how her daughter got, in trouble in school, and she took the iPad from her, and that she got to go to the school tomorrow. And she was just laughing like, see, girl, I told you God was going to get you back. Everybody have their time or whatever, right? And she was like, because you was a mess when you was a kid. Then mama friend was saying mama was a mess too, okay? Don't let her fool you. So they was asking about Lamar, and she was like, please, I don't even want to talk about him, okay? And she was like, you need to get up out the house and you need to get you some new stuff, okay? You need to, go ahead and let that, get it out what you got to get out and live your best life or whatever. And, the friend of the mother was saying, just leave the baby there and lock the door behind. She's like, girl, she can't do that. So, Mia was like, actually, that's what, I'm saying, I want to talk to you about because I'm doing something new and I wanted to know if you could watch Melissa tonight. So she said, all right, yeah, I could watch her, but you better feed her before you bring her to my house because that girl can eat like a grown-ass woman, and she's like, bye, Ma. She basically gets off with her. So we see that Shauna done built up this studio in her closet, okay? She done put the work in, bought a new mic and all of this stuff, whatever. So, they trying to figure out what kind of song they gonna do, which direction they want to go in. And you can already see that her and Shauna is definitely not, on the same page. Like, Shauna done made a damn song up about some daggone student loans or something like that, right? And she was like, girl, that's what the hell you made the song about. And she was like, well, I want to talk about real stuff and stuff that have to do with what's going on in today's times and that everybody can relate to and all of that. And she was like, so that's what you came up with after all of this, or whatever the case may be, like loans and stuff like that. And she was like, well, I'm not rapping about student loans. I am the student loan, technically, or whatever. She was like, why the hell would we want to have a song about debt? And so again, like I said, Sean is saying that this is something that everybody deals with. And she was like, nah, but we got to figure out something else. That ain't going to work. So Shauna basically crumbles that up and was like, okay, because she was telling her, turn the camera off. And she was like, well, what do you want to rap about? You know, I'm open to suggestions. So she said, I want to rap about fun bitch shit, okay? We need something that girls could get ready to party to, you know? So Shauna was like, okay, well, give me some ideas, okay? She basically, you know, passes her a paper, whatever the case may be, so that she could be writing some ideas down while Shauna's writing down some too. But first she was like, you want me to write lyrics? And she was like, no, I just want you to write topics and ideas, shit that I could write about that we could basically use. She was like, use allegories and metaphors and stuff like that. And so Shauna basically, Mia was basically like fast cars, money. You know, that's the first things that come. And so, you know, Shauna's repeating after her like fast cars, money, trying to see what she could get that would sound like that. And she's just saying fast cars, money, you know what I'm saying, together, and saying whatever little different random stuff that she could think of. And she was like, you know, I'm trying to get something that's artful or whatever, but that could kind of go with people live, like some Vanguard type shit. So you can see Maya starting to give her the side eye. You know, she over here talking about like Malcolm X, and she was like, my friends, we sharing a billions because socialism or whatever. So Maya like, girl, whatever. At this point, she's starting to cross stuff out, and she asked where the bathroom is at. So, you know, she go ahead to supposedly go to the bathroom, you know. Here, Shauna talking about Rosa Parks, you know, she needs to be remembered. She's still trying to write these lyrics down. Then she get a text or whatever the case may be, and, you know, she basically sees that it says unknown, and it says, yeah, I could do this, you know, I could get you some cash, I just need the card by tomorrow or something like that. So then she hearing some chatter coming from the living room, and when she get in there, Mia done got comfortable, got popcorn, chilling with them. They showing her how to say running sign language. She talking about that's crazy and laughing. So Shauna like, Mia, what happened? Where did you go? You just disappeared. And she was like, oh, I was going to say maybe we should just go ahead and finish this. I could come back tomorrow or something. So Shauna like, no, we got to record today, girl. We got to get on this. She was like, well, what's one day going to make? You know what I'm saying? So in the meantime, the other girl's letting her friend know in sign language, like, girl, they getting into it. They having an argument now, whatever, right? And, you know, Mia's telling them she'll be right back. And then they like, yo, they in a fight or whatever the case may be. I'll translate. So I was laughing at that. But they get over in the kitchen area, and she was like, this is the kind of support that's really hard. We got to get on this now. And so Mia's like, you sounding like my baby father. I'm not liking this. And she was like, girl, we're going to lose the momentum if we don't jump right now. And so Mia all of a sudden talk about, well, to be honest, I got to go. I got other things that's going on. I got rent that's due, and I got a child. I hear you, Mia, but damn, you wasn't even there for that long from what we could see. And if that's the case, why you ain't told her that to begin with? So, you know, Shauna tells her drive safe, and she was like, what the hell does that mean? She was like, it means drive safe. She was like, what, you think I don't drive safe any other time? What's up? So she was like, girl, whatever, like, you know what I mean? I ain't even mean it in that way. So now she's mad, and she's venting to her boyfriend, and she's like, you know, I spent all this money, I put all this stuff into it to get a mic and stuff. So he like, well, wait a minute, you spent money on a mic? Because I guess in his mind now, he's like, well, you spent money on a mic instead of you coming in, you know, paying for that ticket for me, right? And she's like, I told you about it. And he's like, no, you didn't. And he was like, well, the point is that you were supposed to want to do something special. Now what are you doing? He was like, you said you was not into stuff like that. And he was like, what do you think people gonna think if they see that you making a song with this chick and she's a daggone you know, porn star, whatever the case may be? Because Shauna was saying she have a loyal following, and she was like, what are you talking about? She was like, she's not no porn star. He was like, well, I seen her OnlyFans, and it's basically like porn. And she was like, okay, even if that's true. And he was like, well, I'm trying to look out for you and your future. And it's like, are you really? Or are you worried about what your damn friends is talking about? And he was like, well, this just seems like it's the opposite of everything that you said. Am I wrong? And so she basically was like, you know, he said, just keep working hard or whatever the case may be, or give into the industry bullshit. So that conversation definitely didn't go the way she thought that it was gonna go, because he obviously thinks that this is a bad idea too. So then, we see that Miss Mia is back at doing her dominatrix stuff, right? And she's talking to some guy that must live in New York, and he's saying how he would like to fly her out there. She was asking if his background was Central Park, and he was like, no, that's just basically a park. He was like, oh, you never been to New York? So he was like, you need to come out here. And she was like, yeah, it would be nice if I could have, a man spoiling me, because he was like, you should be a woman that should be traveling the world, okay? And she like, shit, you won't get no argument from me with that. So then, she's sitting on the couch or whatever the case may be, and she look and see, that Shauna sent her another message like, do you want to talk or whatever. And then, she was just still looking through some of her, she started looking through some of Shauna's social media or whatever, and she see different, rap sessions and different things that she was doing, where it was showing her journey and how she was working with the guy, and she had different stuff going on, and it seemed like she was really climbing up, and they were saying what's next for her and showing her in the studio and all of that different kind of stuff. But then it looked like she was supposed to be doing a song with this other girl that was a rapper, and like she was trying to give her directions, and he was like, do you know who that is? She don't need you to tell her what she supposed to say. She know how to say it and stuff like that. So it seemed like it was some truth to what me and friends were saying. And so basically she starts, talking to her baby daddy Lamar again, or whatever the case may be, or rather looking and seeing his different videos and what he's doing. One minute he looked like he's sad on this live or whatever the case may be, and the next minute he partying on hard. So she just looked like she's frustrated, she over it, she trying to figure out, which direction she gonna go in. So then she's up the next morning at the school or whatever for the incident that her daughter had, and the baby daddy is on the live, and she's saying, the teacher's just telling them like she's really smart. She gets really upset about things quick though, and she was like, I'm gonna tell you guys or give you guys some information on different exercises that y'all could do with her, where if it's a one level situation or whatever the case may be that she shouldn't be that upset about, that we could teach her how to handle those things. She said, because when she got mad at the little girl, she basically told her she was going to drag her to space. But she was like, the good side of it is that she is actually very smart. She wants to be an astronaut. And they was like, oh wow, like my baby is smart. They didn't even know she wanted to be an astronaut. So then she gives us some information on a space camp and was like, you could get some type of cell or whatever the case may be on it if you go for it now. And she was like, that's hence why she was saying that she would drive her into space, because she's into space. So, that was something that they learned about her. And as, she gave her the stuff for the space camp and all of that information. And when Mia was walking out, she was just saying to Lamont, like, it would have been nice if I would have had teachers like this that would have cared about me and been into me the way that Melissa's teachers into her, whatever the case may be. Maybe I would have went a lot further. And he was like, well, why are you talking down on yourself, and why are you talking about yourself, in past tense like that? And she was like, I just feel like I really haven't been accomplishing much. I haven't been getting to the places that I want to get to. I could have been a completely different person. And she was like, all my life I've been trying to figure out stuff or whatever the case may be, and it's just been crazy, and I don't know where the hell I'm going. And so he was like, well, I know I was the guy with the no headboard or whatever the case may be, and you shouldn't have no babies coming from him. And she was like, man, nobody wasn't talking about you. And he was like, yeah, well, anyway. And he had put her on pause and was like, you just on pause. I didn't hang up or whatever the case may be. I'm still here. So he was like, my placement came through, and he sent her $4,000. So I said, okay, Lamar, come through. All right. You wasn't just bull crapping. You was actually doing something. So she was like, that money hit different, huh? And he was like, yeah, it hit real different. He was like, small shit ain't gonna work for me no more, whatever. So she was like, okay. And so he was like, can you unblock me now? Because she had blocked him or whatever the case may be. And she was like, all right, smile, smiling or whatever, feeling a little bit better. Then, that he finally sent her that. And so she goes and she ends up seeing Shauna. She goes to Shauna's job and asks, and they talk, and she was like, well, I'm still working, but I will be getting off in a little bit, and you could go ahead and wait for me by the bar. and I can, you know what I'm saying, be able to talk to you then. Here come her daggone co-worker Maurice being nosy and trying to act like, you know, oh, can I help you and all this stuff. And she was like, boy, if you don't get the hell up out of here, you know, she's going to go and wait for me at the bar. She's not here for you. And so when they go and they sit at the bar or whatever and they having their drinks, you know, they start to continue talking and saying, listen, we got to figure out a rhythm. We got to figure out what's happening, you know, what we going to do. And she's asking her what happened with the guy when she was working with him. She was like, you ain't got to talk about it if you don't want to. But I was looking at some of y'all old footage, and she was like, you know, well, at the time, she thought that they was on a good path, that they could work together, but he started giving other people more attention. He told her that she needed to look, you know, to a new image, and she was like, I just couldn't mess with that. So Mia was like, okay, cool, I got you. Y'all was on 2 different pages, and she was like, yeah, I guess we was. And so she was like, so what do you really see our vision, you know what I'm saying, being or whatever? So Shauna was like, yeah, okay, well, I just want to do what I really want to do, what I want to do, not what I think niggas want us to do. And she was like, girl, what are you talking about? She was like, just because it's fun and sexy and in your face or whatever the case may be, it could be all those things. And then, you know, Shauna saying she don't want to play dress up for niggas. And she was like, girl, you already putting on a damn mask. What are you talking about? And she was like, it's not just about a male gaze, it's about the hierarchy. So you know, Mia was like, what's wrong with having guys looking at you? Like, I don't get it. And so, you know, Shauna was like, let me give you the formula. She was like, I get my body done. I start doing this and that. And so Mia cuts her off and was like, girl, all you keep talking about is that. She was like, we in the middle of a bad bitch Renaissance. No, she was like, you know, it's funny because Beyonce album Renaissance is coming out, but she was like, you know, Shauna's telling her there's nothing unique about that either. And she was like, Biggie did this shit to Little Kim. He made her side chick and, you know, tossed her and all of this stuff. She was like, girl, I don't know that nigga. Okay, that don't got nothing to do with what we talking about. Then they start talking about, you know, I'm saying Nikki, and she was like, look, I'm not taking nothing from her. I'm not saying she's not talented and not a fly bitch, but she was like, at the end of the day, it still becomes like a single female rapper has to have, you know, somebody behind them or whatever, you know. And she was like, shit, Kim was a woman's fantasy too. And in the meantime, Esther, the bartender's over here green in the background. And, you know, Mia was like, Esther, I need you to be quiet for a minute, okay? Shush, stay out of this. And so she was like, you know, you can make it whichever you want it to be or whatever the case may be. And so Shauna was like, okay, well, maybe Little Kim did that, but most women are not doing that. They're just puppets or whatever the case may be. Another nigga's writing their boss. And so she was like, you know, Mia saying to her, there's no possible way. You're telling me there's no possible way that a woman could have a good time and be winning and be in control. She was like, it sounds to me like you letting these dudes control you. You concerned about making art for them and what they think. And she was like, the meantime, you in here rapping with a hoodie and a mask. She said, bitch, we in Miami, it's hot. I said, I know that's right. Okay, Mia was dropping some knowledge. They both had points. And she was like, look, if we got the opportunity with no guys controlling us, why not go for it? Why can't we do both? Loosen up. So she was like, let's just have some fun and see where it goes or whatever the case may be. And so she was like, are we going to try this again or not? And so Shauna basically said, yeah. So they get back in the studio. You know, they got back in the little studio, whatever, back with the lyrics. And she's like, all right, go ahead. We going, you know what I'm saying, see what we could come up with or whatever. So she started out with the song, and she started out all low in the beginning, like she really don't want to do it. You know, she's saying she gonna put that shit on, and she's a bad bitch or whatever. And next thing you know, she start getting louder and louder and louder, and she start rocking it. And I'm like, okay, I see y'all. So then she tells her she gonna play the beat for her, that she gonna do some ad-libs. She done rolled up some stuff, you know what I'm saying, for Mia too, or whatever the case may be. And you know, she's gonna be rocking some of it, and Shauna gonna be rocking some of it. So she was like, you know what, you was right, I feel empowered. Like, that's what Shauna's telling Mia. She was like, now you go in there and do your verse, you know. She was like, you know, Mia had wrote up some stuff, and she was like, okay, girl, I'm gonna fix this up for you. I could work with this. And so basically, of course, Mia talking about cash and banks and what she want to do and how she want to do it, and, you know what I'm saying, was she down for it and all of that other kind of stuff. And it fits her, you know what I'm saying? It sounds good or whatever the case may be. I said, okay, Mia, you got it, you got it. So they both like, you like it, yeah, it's good. And they running it back and playing it. And you know what I'm saying? It sound like they might have a little something on their hands. Now, I don't know how her man gonna be feeling about this. all right, he may or may not be happy, because the next thing you know, she go ahead and call him up, and the screen is paused. So he's like, hello, 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 trying to figure out if anybody is still there. And here she come walking through, baby, with nothing on but her mask. And he was like, oh, you gonna rap for me? And she was like, I'm gonna perform for you, okay? And so he basically was like, she asked him, do he want to watch? And he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He getting excited, and he taking off all his stuff. He like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. He's super, hyped up now, because she finally letting him have his little, screen time. And so she basically was telling him that she miss him, and he was saying he miss her, and they miss effing each other, and they can't wait to see each other and get into each other and all of that good stuff. And she rolling around on the bed, and he like, oh my god, I miss you fucking me, oh my god, I don't know what to do with myself. And she's like, I miss you too. And she over here playing with herself and talking about make it feel good and all that kind of stuff. So maybe he won't have too much to say about the song after this, honey. And so, basically they both get to, have their little get off or whatever. And, something to make him calm down for now, like I said. And pretty much, she's smiling, he's smiling, they both happy and seeming like they in a good place for now. And then he's like, I love you, right? And she's like, I love you too, you know what I'm saying? So everybody is seeming like they feeling a little better about the situation. And he was saying that he got in his head about the Mia thing, and he was like, them being in the group and all of that kind of stuff, and he was wrong, and he just be feeling so disconnected from her at times, and things have been difficult between them with him being busy and in school and all of that kind of stuff. But she's gonna do what she have to do to make the music work, even though it's hard. And he was saying he wished that they could be there together. And she was like, yeah, but at the end of the day, he was saying he still could look into an apartment or whatever. And she was like, yeah, I want to. And they were saying that, they just worried about coming to New York and getting too comfortable, and she don't want to have to lean on him. And he was like, don't worry about that. He was like, everything is gonna work out regardless. And so, Mia sent her a message as they was, on that call, and she was saying, girl, this feels real now. We really in a group. The vibes is good and all of that. So that was episode 2, y'all. What y'all think? How y'all think this gonna go? Do you think it's gonna actually work out between her and Mia? Are they gonna be able to stick to this and keep this momentum going? All right. And what are y'all thinking about, these episodes so far? Put it all in the comments. Let's discuss. All right. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Till next time. Toodaloo.